Once, in the early days of his teachings, the Buddha was walking from one town to another with a few of his disciples. The group traveled in peace, moving through the serene landscape with the Buddha leading the way. After walking for some time, they came across a lake, and Buddha decided they should stop to rest. As they sat by the shore, Buddha, feeling thirsty, turned to one of his disciples and said, "I am thirsty. Please fetch me some water from that lake." The disciple, ever obedient, rose and made his way to the water. But as he reached the lake, he noticed something troubling. A bullock cart had just crossed through the lake, and its wheels had stirred up the water. The once clear surface was now murky, filled with swirling mud. The disciple hesitated. How could he possibly bring such muddy water back for his teacher? He turned and walked back to Buddha, shaking his head in disappointment. "The water in the lake is very muddy, Master," he said. "I don't think it's fit to drink." Buddha simply nodded, not showing any concern. He smiled gently and remained calm, waiting quietly with his disciples. Time passed, and after about half an hour, Buddha looked once more at the disciple and repeated his request, "Please, go to the lake and bring me some water." The disciple was a bit unsure, but obeyed and made his way to the lake again. But when he arrived, the water was still murky, the mud still swirling below the surface. Disheartened, he returned to Buddha with the same message. "Master," he said, "the water is still muddy. It hasn't cleared yet." Buddha didn't seem bothered at all. Instead, he waited again, without a word, without any impatience. After some time, he looked at the disciple once more and calmly asked him to go to the lake one last time. The disciple, though puzzled, followed the instruction. This time, as he approached the lake, he noticed something different. The water, which had been disturbed earlier, was now completely still. The mud that had been swirling around had settled at the bottom. The water was clear and pure, just as it had been before the cart had crossed. With a sense of relief, the disciple gathered the water in a pot and carried it back to Buddha. Buddha took the pot, glanced at the clear water, and then looked at the disciple with a gentle smile. "Do you see what happened?" Buddha said. "You did nothing to make the water clean. You simply let it be, and over time, the mud settled by itself. The water became clear and fit to drink." The disciple nodded, beginning to understand the lesson. Buddha continued, "Your mind is like this lake. When it is disturbed, just let it be. Give it a little time and it will settle on its own. You don't need to make any effort to calm it down. Clarity will come naturally, effortlessly." The disciple listened, absorbing Buddha's words. He realized that the lesson was not just about the water, it was about the nature of the mind. Just as the muddy water had cleared by itself when left undisturbed, the mind too would find peace and clarity if given the space and time to do so. And so, the group continued their journey, with the disciple carrying not just a pot of clear water, but a deeper understanding of patience and calmness within.